Well, all that rain that we had yesterday really made things damp all around the house, and that can mean mold.
Yeah, every day, Waterbury Hospital puts out its mold count, and right now that number is off the charts, and that is tough for folks who suffer with allergies. News 8's medical reporter Jocelyn Mementa here now with what you need to know if you suffer from those allergies.
Well, Darren and Ann, the mold count is actually measured from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m., so that high count covers most of yesterday. It's monitored closely by the only certified pollen count center in our state.
This is the equipment that we use.
This is the rooftop of the main building of Waterbury Hospital, where clinical lab scientist Franca Hahn makes her way most mornings. It is the only pollen count center in Connecticut certified by the American Academy of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology.
We started at 7 o'clock this morning, so it works its way up. It's continuously moving, and it collects the sample over a 24-hour period.
The numbers released today by the Hematology Laboratory for the last 24-hour cycle have the pollen count at moderate. But the recent rain, along with the humidity, has the latest mold count way up at more than 63,000.
Very high day. It's greater than 25,000.
Which could be a health risk for some folks. Allergy specialist Dr. Chris Randolph explains.
Mold itself is a very common aeroallergen. It's the most common one we have. So, high mold counts don't necessarily mean anything unless you're a person who has respiratory disease, has asthma that's triggered by mold. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Pleasure.
meet you.
People with allergy symptoms triggered by mold are also affected, says Dr. Randolph. He recommends taking the prescribed treatment. And those most vulnerable?
The most important thing is if you're talking about mold outdoors, that's very high counts in a person who has respiratory disease with mold, is that they should stay indoors. And then obviously in this weather, probably run their air conditioning too.
However, Dr. Randolph says when the count is excessive, few of us can avoid the irritating symptoms.
This is true for all of our aeroallergens, pollens included. You can get an irritant effect in your eyes and nose and throat and your respiratory system.
While the weather improves a lot today, they do expect the mold count to still be relatively high, just not as high as yesterday. Today's numbers will be released tomorrow. Dr. Randolph says water is the culprit for mold in the home. The best way to get rid of the mold inside, bleach it and ventilate the area. Ann?